Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Tesla stock and some recent purchasing decisions that I actually made today, in which I took advantage of today's opportunity with us seeing such a huge red day, even though we got some really impressive numbers for this most recent quarter in terms of delivery and production numbers. So this was actually huge. This was a personal record for Tesla, not only in terms of Q3 deliveries, but in terms of all-time quarter deliveries as well. So we are seeing some impressive progress happening with the expansion of Tesla's business right now. As expected, I have to say, this is really no surprise to me, but even though these were my expectations for the company, I am still very impressed because it does take a lot of hard work and dedication to make this actually happen. So anyways, as you all can see from the portfolio today, and given the fact that I only own Tesla stock, we did see a pretty significant drop for Tesla. It's currently at minus 8.29%, counting both the normal market hours and the after hours. So let's go ahead and check out this share price and just address some of the movements for today. As you can see, it is currently at $411 exactly per share. We got a minus 7.38% drop today in the normal market hours. That's minus $33.07. And then for the after hours, we're currently at minus 0.99%. So that's minus $4.09 off of the share price once again. And so of course, I almost forgot, if you do appreciate these Tesla videos, please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. But like I said, in this video today, I'm just going to be talking about a recent purchase decision that I made with Tesla stock. That includes showing you all the receipt, what time I bought it at, what price I bought it at, and things like that. So without further ado, let's just get right into that. I'll go ahead and show you all the receipt for today. I actually didn't purchase a lot of shares today. I only bought one Tesla share just because that's what I felt comfortable with purchasing today. I'll explain that a little bit further. But as you can see, looking at the receipt for today's purchase, I bought one share at a share price of $415.08. And this order was filled at 4:54 p.m. So this was actually in the after hours today. And so Robinhood made me use a limit price for some reason, just because I had a little over this $415 of my buying power, but it ended up filling at a price of $415.08 as I was expecting. So we did buy one share of Tesla today, and yes, I know it's not like I dropped like $2,000 or $3,000, but regardless, I like to keep you all updated and have transparency on the channel and let you all know when I am actually purchasing more Tesla stock. Sometimes I'll reveal this in the portfolio updates, but a lot of the times I like to post a separate video just because it's a lot easier for just my general subscribers to know if I am buying Tesla stock, even with just the titles alone and things like that, because sometimes it is pretty easy if a subscriber misses my portfolio update, then they might not know that I'm actually buying more Tesla stock. So that's why I like to do these videos. That's one thing that I really like to have on my channel, which is transparency. I like to let you all know, of course, not only when I am buying more stocks, what my portfolio is looking like and things like that, but also just my general feelings about the stock market and Tesla stock at each point in time, anytime that I'm doing my videos. So just to explain things a little bit, I transferred some money from Webull where I sold off some referrals and things like that. And so I transferred that over to my bank account. I paid off my credit card bill from some money I had in my checking account for some other things. And then I also just transferred a little bit of that over to Robinhood because I thought, you know what, I'll buy one share today because this is a pretty good buying opportunity. I mean, it was down over 7% at that point in time. So I thought we got really good news today. There's really no reason for this stock to be down this much, in my opinion. Of course, I understand because the general stock market is down and Tesla tends to be one of those that takes a bigger hit when it's just a red day in general. So I understand that aspect, but I thought this was a pretty solid opportunity, especially considering that the most recent quarter delivery numbers were really good in my opinion. And I think this is something that will continue long term. I think we're just going to continue to see Tesla blow away our expectations in terms of beating our most recent quarters. In quarter four, it's likely that we will beat the most recent quarter, and that's something that I really wouldn't be surprised with. If we take a look at the Hypercharts website, the last quarter of the year for Tesla tends to be the best quarter. So if we look at quarter four of 2019, that was actually the all-time high for vehicles delivered, and that hadn't been beaten until Q3 of 2020, and I'm honestly expecting Q3 of 2020 to be beaten by Q4. And so like I said, Q4 tends to be the most notable in terms of vehicle deliveries. As you can see, for Q4 of 2019 and Q4 of 2018, those are really the significant ones on the chart, considering what came before that. So as I said, Q3 really had some impressive numbers, and you love to see the Model Y starting to take a little bit more of a foothold here with with the numbers increasing for that one as well. So I want to talk about this in a separate video in addition to some other news, but I wanted to mention this today as well, just because for one thing, these are really impressive numbers, and that relates to the red day in the sense that I see some opportunity for today, because I feel like on a red day like today, Tesla should have been one of those stocks that is actually in the green in contrast to the general stock market and a lot of the stocks out there. I felt like Tesla should have been a little bit more resistant to the general downturn that we saw today, just because of this huge news that was announced. However, I guess I can kind of see why it still didn't have that resistance, because as we know, with the current share price for Tesla, it does factor in a lot of things in the future. So this is pretty much factored in, at least in terms of the long-term perspective, that Tesla is going to be the dominant EV maker even farther on into the future. So it does already kind of factor in what we're seeing right now if we think about the fact that a lot of people are buying Tesla stock expecting Tesla to be the dominant EV company in the future and also be at the forefront of the energy industry and things like that as well. So these are some things that have already kind of been factored in. I think a lot of investors did buy Tesla stock at the share price, factoring in some things like this in the future. Like I said, today's announcement of delivery numbers isn't really a surprise to me. You all already know that I'm a huge Tesla bull, but I think there's also a lot of investors out there like myself that may have already factored some things in like today when they actually decided to purchase some more Tesla shares. So that could already be factored into the current share price, and maybe that's why we didn't see some more resistance there with Tesla being in the green instead of the red today. But still, regardless, I looked at today as an opportunity when I made my purchasing decision, and I decided to buy at least one more share. And if this downturn continues for Tesla stock, I will most certainly be buying more. As I said in my portfolio update for today, I'm kind of trying to start saving up a little bit more money for my tax payment in April of 2021. So I want to make sure that I have the money to pay that tax payment off. It's probably going to be a decent amount just compared to recent years. I mean, I don't make a lot of money, but still, where I'm self-employed, I'm kind of like tax disadvantaged, where I actually have to pay a little bit more, and I kind of have to make sure I have everything ready, all due at once. So it's a little bit different from having an employer where they gradually take out your taxes and things like that. Kind of have to make sure that you take it out for yourself and make sure that you have enough for that payment when it's due. So that's what I'm doing right now, and as I mentioned in my portfolio update today, as we get a little bit closer to April of 2021, I may start to buy Tesla stock a little bit less, and that has nothing to do with how I feel about Tesla stock, and mostly to do with the fact that I want to make sure that I have enough money to pay off my tax payment when it's due. That way I don't actually have to sell Tesla stock or anything by then to pay for that. So just keep in mind, as we get closer to that date, if I'm not buying Tesla stock, it's most likely because I'm saving money so I don't have to sell any of my Tesla stock. So really, it's because I want to make sure that I don't sell any of what I have right now, because I think it's going to be worth a lot more many years from now in the long term. And so speaking of long term, as I've mentioned in previous videos, if you're new here, that's really my vision with Tesla stock. I don't really think Tesla stock is worth it to try to invest in the short term, because if you're investing in short term, in my opinion, you're missing out in the long term. And so although if you're trading with the volatility and stuff like that and you see some short term profits, that may look nice in the short term, I think a lot of those traders are really going to look at Tesla stock many years from now and look back at it kind of like how we look back on Amazon right now when it was like $100 per share and $400 per share and stuff like that. Like back in 2010, 2011, I think Amazon was around like $100 per share. And of course, we had a lot of analysts saying that it was overvalued and stuff like that, similar to what we're seeing them say about Tesla stock right now. So just keep in mind, in terms of a reference point, we're kind of seeing some similarities between Tesla stock and Amazon in terms of the analysts just not getting it, not getting the fact that a lot of investors are factoring in some things in the future. And so there is a premium to pay with Tesla stock, but I think most of us that are buying this stock right now already realize this. This is no surprise to us. So when we have impressive delivery numbers released like with today, it really comes as no surprise to a lot of us Tesla bulls. They're expecting Tesla to be the dominant auto company in the industry in the long term. And I said auto company, not EV company, because basically the transition is happening where in the future, I think the majority of automobiles are going to be EVs. I think the majority of vehicles that we'll see on the road are going to be EVs. So Tesla will pretty much be at that point, not only just the dominant EV automaker, but the dominant automaker in my opinion. And so yes, Tesla is an automaker, but they're also much more than that. That's not really what they're at their core. That's something that they do, but at their core, I look at them as pretty much any company that can produce anything that they want, where they see an opportunity in the market. And so we're already seeing that right now with a Powerwall. There's lots of other energy products such as the solar roof and solar panels, and then the mega packs for the large scale battery projects. And then in the future, we'll likely see some HVAC systems from Tesla as well, in which Elon Musk has basically confirmed that already on Twitter. As we've heard previously, Tesla is basically just a bunch of Silicon Valley tech startups. So it's multiple companies in one. That's the reason why they're so good at software. That's the reason why they have some of the greatest engineers in the world. That's the reason why they've been able to create their own computer chip for autonomy, one that is better than pretty much anything that Nvidia has been able to create themselves. And keep in mind that for Nvidia, creating computer parts are their specialty, and Tesla is really just known for being an automaker, yet they've been able to produce something that has been revolutionary not only in the autonomy world, but their computer part world as well. And I think in the future, we'll start to see them unlock more of the capacity of this computer chip, especially as Elon Musk has said, really at this point, it's all about figuring out how much they can maximize the capabilities of that chip. So basically with today's purchasing decision, nothing has really changed. I still have this long-term vision for Tesla for the future, and I just saw this as one of those days where there was actually an opportunity for me to buy when I actually had some cash. Keep in mind, I've come across this cash recently. It's not like I've had some in my bank account for a long time. So that's one of the major reasons I was able to buy as well. And then also, as I addressed in the portfolio update, we saw a lot of progress over the week and pretty much lost every bit of that with today. So with that, I saw some opportunity to buy, and it's really just as simple as that, honestly. With me being a long-term investor, it really doesn't matter that much exactly when I get in on the stock, whether it's at this point right here or whether it's this point right here. Yes, I understand there's a big difference with compound interest in the long term, but with me being a long-term investor, I'm a lot more okay with just the dollar cost averaging strategy. Whereas if you're just a short-term trader or someone that is playing off of the volatility, then the difference between the share price of Tesla at this peak right here and at this point right here is probably a lot more significant because you don't have a lot of time for it to make up for that. So that's just another reason why I love being a long-term investor. But anyways, I just wanted to have some transparency with you all today, show you all the receipts and the time that I bought at, and also compare that to what it's at right now. So I think I said I bought it at like $415 per share, and it's currently at $411. So that's kind of the difference between when I bought it and what it's at right now. Yes, I know I lost a little bit of money on that so far, but it's really not a big deal. Like I said, with me being a long-term investor, I have a lot of time for this to be made up for. And I think as time continues and as we get farther into Tesla's growth story, then we're only just going to see the share price increase much, much more. And I'm just really excited to see this happen over time. So anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. And also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks. And especially with Webull right now, you can get one free stock valued up to $1,600. And to get that, all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and deposit $100 into your account. And keep in mind, you can withdraw that $100 right back out after you get your free stock. So it's basically just nice passive income, and it also helps support the channel as well, in which I'll get some free stocks. So anyways, just want to let you all know about that. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.